Tired of the same GNOME versus KDE debate? If neither fits your workflow, here are 5 underrated desktop environments that might actually make your life easier, and why you should try them today. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll tour 5 underrated Linux desktop environments, what makes each one special, who they're best for, and how easy they are to try. I've used these personally and checked the latest project updates so you'll get accurate, up-to-date advice. Number 1. Budgie. Polish plus practicality. Budgie blends a clean, modern look with practical customization. It started as the flagship desktop for Solus and now ships on flavors and spins across the ecosystem. Recent point releases have focused on stability and Wayland readiness. The Budgie project published a 10.10.1 release with display and compositor improvements. Standout features: the Raven sidebar, quick access to notifications, media controls, calendar, flexible panels, and a small but meaningful set of widgets that keep the desktop uncluttered. Budgie aims to sit between GNOME's simplicity and Plasma's customizability. If you want a modern, distraction-light desktop that still lets you tweak layout and panels, Budgie is worth trying. Also, the project is actively working on components in Qt for the next major step, Budgie 11, which shows momentum and future modularity. Who it's for: users who like a polished, modern UI but want more control than strict GNOME. How to try: look for the official Budgie spin or install the Budgie session from your distro's repos, Ubuntu Budgie, Arch, Fedora spins. Number 2. Unity. Keyboard-first, opinionated workflow. Unity is back in community-maintained form and still shines for keyboard-centric workflows and an opinionated, efficient layout. The Unity 7 experience is available as a community flavor and continues to be maintained. Many users like its left side launcher, global menu, and the heads-up display, HUD, a fast way to search app menu commands with your keyboard. Who it's for: people who want a focused, keyboard-friendly desktop with a familiar dock plus global menu workflow. How to try: install the Ubuntu Unity flavor or find Unity 7 packages in your distro's community repos. Number 3. Pantheon. Curated simplicity and polish. Pantheon is the desktop from Elementary OS and is designed around minimalism and consistent UI language. It intentionally limits deep customization so the experience stays distraction-free. The shell, top panel, app dock, Plank, and window manager, Gala, are built to integrate closely for a cohesive, elegant feeling. If you want a desktop that just works and looks great out of the box, Pantheon is a top choice. Who it's for: newcomers, parents, kids, and anyone who prefers a consistent, curated UI over endless tweaking. How to try: test Elementary OS itself, or look for Pantheon packages maintained by community repos for Fedora, OpenSUSE, or Arch. Number 4. Mate. The modern GNOME 2 revival. Mate continues the GNOME 2 tradition. Familiar desktop metaphors, lightweight performance, and lots of configuration hooks. The Mate project is explicitly the continuation of GNOME 2 and has matured into a very usable, actively maintained environment with customization tools like Mate Tweak. If you want a classic desktop that's fast on older hardware but still supports modern theming, Mate is an excellent pick. Who it's for: users who prefer traditional desktop layouts, people rescuing older laptops, and those who want a straightforward, efficient desktop. How to try: install the Mate session from your distro's package manager, or try distributions that ship it by default. Number 5. Cinnamon. Powerful, comfortable, and extensible. Cinnamon, the flagship DE of Linux Mint, gives you a familiar Windows-like layout by default, but underneath, it's highly configurable. Cinnamon supports spices, applets, desklets, extensions, themes, so you can extend and reshape the desktop without complicated hacks. That combination of user-friendliness and real customization is why Cinnamon often flies under the underrated power user radar. Who it's for: users who want an immediately comfortable desktop, but also want to tune behaviors, add applets, or map custom actions. How to try: use Linux Mint or install Cinnamon packages from your distro repositories. Browse Cinnamon Spices for add-ons. Wrap-up recommendation. Quick tip: don't pick a desktop by screenshots alone. Try a live USB, spin up a VM, or install the session package alongside your current desktop. That's the fastest way to find one that matches your workflow. If you like keyboard-driven work, try Unity. If you want minimalism and polish, try Pantheon. If you want balance, give Budgie or Cinnamon a spin. And if you need speed and familiarity, Mate is a solid bet. If you enjoyed this look at 5 underrated desktops, hit like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments which one you want a deep dive walkthrough for next. Thanks for watching.